David Krieger here with RC 4-wheel drive and GCM Racing. And I'm here with Desmond from PitBull Tires. I'm doing
nice
great,
to meet you, buddy.
So,
good to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
What's going on?
We need to talk about these.
Okay, cool. Let's talk. What do you want to know?
These are your new PBX ATs.
The PBX AT Hardcore,
right?
Class 1 killer.
Unbelievable tire.
Thank you.
Give me some specs on this.
Okay, our Class 1 tire. It's our second offering into the Class 1 game. We have this tire comes in at 4.05 tall, 1.25 wide, and it fits a 1.9 wheel.
Yeah.
These are currently mounted on our PBX RC race line glue-on wheel.
Right.
We have beadlocks come in the same fashion, and we have offered them in 1922 as well. But back to the tire, it's in Alien compound, our newest super sticky compound.
Right.
You can tell we have a little PitBull Alien dog.
Yeah.
Right there.
That's awesome.
That's how you would know which compound we're running.
Right.
Without that, it's just our standard compound, but this is 5 points stickier than our standard compound.
Right,
so.
and it makes quite a difference, doesn't it?
Super huge difference, yeah. One of the things that we did for these tires too, we stepped up. In the past, we hadn't really experimented with too much foam production because of all the different aftermarket foam companies out there.
Sure.
Fortunately for me, my boss and I, we started talking about designing foam specifically that will work for our tire. So we designed a single stage foam that's just about a dead nut specific same size as the actual carcass of the tire.
Right.
So it not necessarily overstuffs it, but it fills it.
Sure,
you know, when it's not mounted, it's a little bloated looking, a little puffy at the sides, but once it gets seated up on the rim, no issues whatsoever.
So you let me take these out
Absolutely.
today.
With great pleasure.
Stage 4, 100 gates.
Killed it.
I put them on these. They were absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Maybe the best Class 1 tire that I've ever driven.
Listen, I would probably put at least a set of these on the fact that it is the best tire you've ever run.
I was pulling lines, and I have to tell you, I was a little bit surprised. So these, can we get a better picture? Look at this tread block. Look at how skilled this tread block is. And I was thinking, when I put these on, I was thinking, okay, I get you got a really sticky compound, and they look really cool, and I'm sure they work pretty well.
Yeah.
But these things are gonna get bogged down in the mud and coming out of the mud onto a rock. And there were several times where Parker sent us through mud, because you ran these courses,
absolutely.
right? Sent us through mud, right up onto slippery rocks, slippery moss-covered rocks.
Going.
And they didn't even need a revolution to just, it was like
going.
bang, stick. I was pulling lines, side hill lines. There was that big long, remember that big long uphill hill climb that was all loose?
Walked right up it.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was absolutely, I've never, and it with, as you said, a stock foam, you guys have done a phenomenal job with the foam.
Yeah, stock foam. There's only about 2.5 ounces of lead rope weight around the rim.
Right.
In the front. So that's the only added performance, addition, you might call it, just to keep the front end down a little.
Right, now, when are these coming out?
We're looking probably another 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, we got about another 3 to 4 weeks. When they came, this is the original set of prototypes. When these came in, there was just a couple little things that need to be cleaned up in the mold. Nothing substantial.
Right.
We were so positive on the fact that it was such a precise shot. I've sold a couple sets of these in the full size, the 1-to-1 market, and I've had them both at my house.
Right.
And the similarities are spot on. I mean, it is an exact scale replica.
It's amazing.
And it comes in roughly at a 1/10 scale, probably sitting around a 35 to a 37-inch scale replica tire at 4.05 tall.
It looked fantastic.
I agree.
On this Jeep.
It was probably, that was one of the best times I've seen this truck yet.
Yeah.
They fit it right. They sat great under it.
Yeah.
They fit your stance. Even the little messing around with it over there on the rock pile, I felt that it suit the rig great.
And you saw that on that rock pile. I mean, this skeleton chassis is so planted, and it's so stable. Side hills like crazy. And that was the other thing that really surprised me, was on some really crazy side hills.
Especially with how narrow they are.
With how narrow they are. And yes, they're folding over. This is a pretty heavy truck. Yeah. But they still bit.
Yeah, and the foam still holds.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll too much. It gives it just enough, I feel. It's a nice happy medium. This is a relatively heavy truggy. It's a Matzilla Toyota Tundra truggy. It's got some pretty decent weight to it. It's nothing fancy, no interior or anything like that. This is just a toy truck for me to play with. It's not something I would go and compete with or anything to that aspect. like just recently was my first steering upgrade in these axles in like 9 years.
That's
so
amazing.
yeah, so
That's unbelievable.
you know, I finally found a set of CVDs.
Right.
Who even makes them for high
Right,
lifts?
right,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like it was crazy even finding a set of them. But
That's amazing.
yeah, they've been nothing but a pleasure. I'm really excited that you got to run them, especially knowing who you're affiliated with.
Yeah.
And I would really love to get a set of these into the guys at GCM's hands because I know that they're kind of scale kings, you know.
Well, let's make that happen
Yeah.
because I know Chris and Dana will go absolutely
Cuckoo.
nuts. I mean, they look phenomenal,
Killer.
but
Yeah.
then as soon as they start driving it, they're
gonna lose
absolutely
it.
the business.
Yeah, they're gonna lose it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, like these tires, like you know, we did the PitBull Growler 155 Class 1 tire roughly 4.5 to 5 years ago.
Yep.
I was running the original set of prototypes
Yep.
since they came out, and I just recently took them off in favor of these because of how well these work.
It was amazing. I run the 155 Growlers on my TF2.
Sure.
I ran that at the East Coast Scale Challenge. That's a really tough truck. It's a fantastic tire.
Yeah.
And
These are just going to be even better.
I was blown away.
The nice thing too with these, now that they're on a 1.9 wheel, the options, you know, you could get different offset options to narrow up your track width because that's a big issue with the 155 game.
Yeah.
The axial axles, they don't fit over the knuckles.
Right.
You know, at the 155. So
Right.
you need to have, they'll be blown out.
Right.
You know, and you're supposed to have, what is it, 3/4 of the tire covered?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that's the nice thing about having them in the 1.9 fashion because it enables us to tuck them in.
Yep.
You know.
And they really, the nice thing, because of the narrow width and you didn't even go out to the 419, they really do look scale. A lot of the 1.9 tires and wheels, they look a little bit big, proportion to, you know, an 8.5 scale truck, a 9 scale truck. But these really look the part.
These fit on 10s. Yeah. This is a 1/10 tire for sure.
You guys
all
have
day long.
you guys have done an absolutely phenomenal
Thank
job.
you very much. Look, we're very proud of it. We're actually going to be coming out with a 2.2 version. We're working on that, a 2.2 version.
What's that?
Training wheels, like, you know, the guys that run the Braves.
Yeah,
and like
I've heard about those. I've heard about those.
The Yetis and stuff like that.
Isn't
The
that
Bombers.
the Bombers? Yeah, the
yeah.
Bombers, right?
Yeah, Bombers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard about those.
So yeah, there will be, you know, because all those guys that are looking for the all-terrain tire and stuff.
You got to
like
start
that,
somewhere before you.
So we're going to try and help them out. You know, like we've experimented with 2.2s before. We've had great success. So why not throw another one in the mix?
Well, awesome. Cannot thank you enough for letting
thank you.
me.
Absolutely, I'm glad you ran them.
Yeah.
And you know, it's probably looking at 3 to 4 weeks they'll be available. So
that's awesome.
We'll
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All
awesome.
right.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much,
that,
man.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you. You guys
Yeah,
enjoy. Take care,
Thanks.
guys.